Very good morning, my dear students. Today you are going to learn about the hand and arm replacement using a prosthesis method. So here hand and arm can be replaced with the help of a prosthesis device that you are going to learn it. So here the picture what you are seeing, that is a hand and arm can be replaced with the help of prosthesis device. So everyone knows that a prosthesis is a device that is designed to replace as much as possible the function of or appearance of a missing limb or a body part. So that is we are calling as a prosthesis. So it is a device, we can say that it has been designed to support and it will provide the supplement or augment function of an existing limb or body part. Actually, functional prosthesis generally can be divided into the following two categories. One is a body powered prosthesis. So it has been controlled by the cable. The name is called a cable controlled prosthesis. So second one is a externally powered prosthesis. So that has been controlled by the electrical powered. In externally powered prosthesis, it is having two types. One is a myoelectric prosthesis, second one is a switch controlled prosthesis. So here the body powered prosthesis, that is called cable controlled one, which are usually having the moderate cost and moderate weight. They have the most durable prosthesis and have a higher sensory feedback also. So here the powered prosthesis is more often less cosmeticology pleasing than the myoelectrically controlled type. So it is require more cross limb movement and body power prosthesis. So that you have seen here, that is you are telling. Now first we will discuss about the externally powered prosthesis. So here you are seeing that this is a hand and limb arm replacement. So it is having a external coil, implant and another transmitter. So here wireless control, that is called telemetry control, is also available. So here it is having a mechanical movement. It has been controlled by the controller, cable control. So here externally powered prosthesis also we can call it as. So here the prosthesis powered by the electric motors. It may provide proximal function and greater grip strength along with the improved cosmesis, but they can be heavy and expensive. So here a patient controlled battery is also available and motors are used to operate these prosthesis. Currently available design is generally have less sensory feedback and required more maintenance than the body power prosthesis. So here the externally powered prosthesis which requires a control system, and it has two types name commonly available control system. One is a myoelectric, another one is switch control. It is comes under externally powered prosthesis. So that example you are seeing that is called elbow, and another hand movement prosthesis you are seeing in the diagram, which is having a voluntarily opening, a split hook and a friction wrist, a double wallet, plastic laminated chocket, flexible elbow hinge, single control cable system, tricep cups and another harness. So these are all, it is constructed, it has that is a component have been designed in constructed in a externally powered prosthesis. So this is the given. Here now you are seeing that what is ear means. In this case you are seeing that terminals and there have been two, we can tell it as hands and hooks. So another one, it is having a different varieties of designing. Okay. So now we will see that one. This is the typical component powered prosthesis which is having. So here having that diagram you are seeing, it is having a socket and a suspension and control cable system, terminal devices. Another one is component for any interposing joints as needed according to the level of amputation. So these are all available in the electrically powered prosthesis. So here the socket of here we can say that here you are seeing the socket. The socket is an upper extremely prosthesis which is having a dual wall design fabricated from a lightweight plastic or a graphite composite material. In this device we have to see one thing, that is a rigid inner socket which is fabricated to fit a patient residual limb, and second outer wall is added. The design is to be same length and contour as the opposite, so it will produce a sound limb. So it is having a comfort and a function or directly tied to the fit of a inner socket. So here an alternative approach parallel are used. It is having a rigid frame and flexible liner which approach sometimes used in the lower extremity socket fabrication. So the inner socket is fabricated from a flexible plastic material to provide appropriate contact and fit, and surrounding the flexible liner a rigid frame is utilized for structural support and for attaching the necessary cable and joint as the need window in the outer allows movement. So it will permit a relief over the body prominence and which provide the enhanced comfort. So here the socket, the design you are seeing here. Okay. So here it is having the suspension system must hold the prosthesis securely to the residual limb as well as the commodiate and which provides the distribute forces associated with the weight of the prosthesis, and any superimposed lifting loads are available. So here the suspension system which is having a classified into three types. One is a harnessed based system, second one is a self supporting socket, third one is a suction socket. So these are all comes under a suspension system. So here the major function of a hand prosthesis which is tries to replace the grip that is called prohensions. So it has available 5 types of grips. One is a precision grip, second one is a tripod grip, third one is a lateral grip, fourth one is a hook power grip, fifth one is a spherical grip. So we will discuss about myoelectric prosthesis, and here the myoelectric prosthesis uses a signal or a potential from the muscles through the electromyography within the person stump. Here the signal is picked up by the electrodes on the surface of the skin which activates by the battery driven motor that operates the prosthesis component, like a finger control of a motor regulates the extent or a speed of prosthesis, such as we can tell it as elbow fixation or extension, which can be opened or closing of fingers for a terminal device. So advantages of myoelectric prosthesis: it is uses of a natural muscle stimuli. Second, more accurate control with the less energy expenditure. Third is eliminate the shoulder harness. Fourth one, it decreases the body movement to the control prosthesis. And fifth one is the myoelectrical prosthesis provide more mobility pinch force and cosmetic appearance, then the body powered prosthesis. So the disadvantage we can tell it as they have a very expensive. Second, in the event of breakdown, it need very skilled technical backup to repair, and also they need a servicing on the regular basis. Third one, component operation is noisy and slow. So the energy sources from the battery which have to be recharged regularly. And another drawback is the lack of a proprioception feedback as from the hardness of body powered system. So another here it is having a heavy and it cannot control the fine rhythmic and fast movement. Therefore the poor control of coordination muscles and poor motor control. So that's why the myoelectric components gets dysfunctional in the water and or around the magnetic or electric field. So the cosmetic and the protective glosses get dry very easily. Next we will see that the body powered mechanical hand. You are seeing in the diagram here the we can call it as a mechatronic hand. What you are seeing in the figure. So the what is the here objective of the mechatronic hand is it is an artificial hand which can use it for functional substitution of a natural hand and for a humanoid robotics application. So humanoid in a robotic application we can use mechatronic hand. So this is the artificial hand which is designed for replacing the sensory motor capability of human hand. So commercially available prosthesis device such as a name is called Autopoke sensor hand. Here it is having multiple multifunctional hand designs and are far from providing the grasping capability of human hand. So in the prosthesis and active bending is restricted to 2 or 3 joint which are actuated by the single motor drive and acting simultaneously on the megatrophalangeal joint of thumbs and also of index and also of middle finger, while other joint can bend only positively. Now you are seeing the different types of biomechatronics hand, that is name is called Autopoke system. You are seeing the diagram here. This is there is some limitation in the dexterity, that is due to the very basic requirement of limited size and weight necessary for prosthesis application. On other hand, the robotics hand, that is have achieved a high level performance in grasping and manipulation, but they make use of large controller which are not applicable in a prosthetic or humanoid robotics, where it is necessary to provide the user with a wearable artificial hand. So how they are making the biomechatronic design? So the main requirement to be considered, since very beginning of artificial hand designs are followed. What is a natural appearance, controllability, noiselessness, lightness and low energy consumption. So these requirements can be fulfilled by the implementing an integrated design approach that aimed at embedding different functions within the housing, closing, replacing the shape, size and appearance of the human hand. This approach can be synthesized by the terms biomechatronic design. Now we are going to see that architecture of a biomechatronic hand. So this is you are seeing that a passive that is palatalized and everything are wired control. So it's called a humanoid hand. So other things you are going to see. Here the architecture of biomechatronics hand will be equipped with 3 fingers to provide the tripod grasps and 2 identical fingers. So the finger actuator system is based on 2 micro actuators which drive the MP and microprocessor and PIP joints respectively. For cosmetic reason, both actuators are fully integrated in a hand structure. The first in the palm and second within the proximal flange. So the grasping task performed by the mechatronics hand is divided in the subsequent phases. One is a reaching and shape adapting phase. Second one is a grasping phase with the thumb opposition. So that is a main designing of these hand and arm replacement using the prosthesis devices. We'll see it in next class. Thank you for watching this.